Hello and welcome to Kunming. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of the Wenhua Xiang, and this is called the Cultural Lane. The Cultural Lane is near to the Yunnan University, Yunnan Normal University, and the Yunnan Science and Technology University. And today I'm going to take you on a tour of 4 very famous bookshops in this small little road. So let's go. So the first little bookshop I'm going to take you to is a secluded bookshop in Culture Lane. It's called The Elephant Books. Chinese are called Da Xiang. Now this Da Xiang meaning also has another meaning in Chinese. It comes from Lao Tzu, who was an ancient philosopher in China. And he wrote essentially the true sound has no sound and the true elephant has no form. What this means is go inside yourself to show meaning. So to find the meaning inside yourself and cultivate the inner self. So the bookshop here, a secluded destination, represents this. This bookshop inside is very quiet. And they also have quite a large selection inside here of foreign authors. So a lot of the poets. So if you talk about the Beach Generation poets and other famous foreign poets, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, they have a lot of these books here, and a collection of old books. And also a variety of other books. As I said, today in the modern world, I guess it doesn't really rely on book sales, it relies on events and culture transmission to sustain it. And over here they have a section of, these are old collected works, which they, I guess, buy in. So old collected works over here which are for sale. And in front of us here they have even older works, such as this one here, which is a when's that from? 1962. Original work from Emile Zola, Therese Raccoon. I have not read that book, but yeah, so they have various collected old works. So this is a very nice place to come and relax. It's also a good place to study. And around here you have lots of universities, so students will often come here to study in a quiet space, a secluded space. So that meaning Da Xiang, just to go inside to find meaning and find tranquility. So I quite like it here, it's quite peaceful. So the next bookshop I'm going to take you to is called Mandarin Books. It's one of my favorites. It's been open for 20 years, and so I will take you inside to have a look. So one of my favorites is actually National Geographic, and in China they have what they call the Tibet Geographic, which is one of the provinces in China. This series is very nice. Inside the shop they have 2 levels. The top section they have a lot of foreign language books, and at the bottom you have a lot of literature books. This section is one of my favorites because I research minority culture in China. In Yunnan you have 25 minority culture groups, and so various histories and literature on the minority groups of China. So this book over here is quite interesting. This is now what they call the Nasi minority, which comes from an area of Lijiang, and they have their own language and they have an alphabetical pictographic system of writing. And so if you look at pictographic system, I'll give you an example, is here. So if you have a look over here, what they do is they use pictographic, small little drawings of characters to express words. And this is the ancient writing system of the Nasi minority group. Very beautiful, very interesting. And so this bottom section is a lot of foreign works which are translated into Chinese. They've got the little prints over there, and poems, a bit of sci-fi and mystery. In front of us here we have a few English books upstairs and downstairs. This book here, Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, was as a child one of my favorites. It's not bad. Upstairs they have a lot more foreign books, or Chinese books, all in English. Let's go have a look. So this bookshop is a favorite of foreigners as well as Chinese people looking to learn English. This is a book on one of the philosophers, Lao Tzu, in English. I read this when I was about 18 years old, a long time ago. Also they have Confucius and Mencius, some other Chinese philosophical masters. Inside here you have some of the foreign books translated into English. You'll find something I know. John Keats, complete book of poems on John Keats, English version. And what else do we have here? Pu'er tea. This is one of our local teas in Yunnan called Pu'er tea, and it's an English book on the history of Pu'er tea, which is quite famous. And so this bookshop is great. But now I'm going to take you to another bookshop, a favorite of mine. It's called Ricefield. It's actually a very interesting bookshop on the other side of this small alley. Let's go. So the next bookstop is called Wheatfield Bookstore, and this was in 2010 voted by Lonely Planet the best small bookstore in China. Interesting little place, and right now their business model has also changed where you can actually rent books, take books out for a week as well as buy them. Let's go have a look. So another interesting thing about this bookshop is that the owner, Mr. Marley, he's actually a drummer in a band. So lots of music collections over here. And this is very much the style of, reminds me of pretty much 20, 30 years ago, how a bookshop would look. It's quite a relaxing place to come in the afternoon, drink a bit of coffee. And some of the books here are interesting. This book over here, one of my favorites, Beat Generation author Jack Kerouac, On the Road. Quite like the Beat Generation authors. And this little space here reminds me of maybe 30, 40 years ago, how bookstores used to be. A very nice place to relax, read a book, maybe study. So in today's tour with the local history book of the world, as well as at a local community centre that they've built here. It's a special place for entrepreneurs and locals to meet and talk about topics. They have a nice bookshop over there, they have a coffee shop behind me, as well as a meeting venue. So today I've taken you to see quite a few of the old bookshops in this area. It's really a cultural centre of Kunming. So I'm going to say goodbye today and see you next time on this series. Bye bye.
Now I'm in Rongchuang Dianzhi Hohai in Xishan district. This place is by the beautiful Dianzhi Lake and Xishan Mountain. The landscape is so beautiful.